There is no denying that the film We Can Be Heroes is packed full of an incredibly talented young cast. They all seem to truly enjoy the work they did on the movie and get along well together. But did you know that there are some strict rules that the cast have to follow? Keep watching to find out what they are. They go through intense training. Viewers watch the cast of We Can Be Heroes pull off some pretty remarkable tricks while fighting off bad guys and showing off their superhuman abilities. Most people would probably assume that they have a stunt double perform these crazy tricks for them. Remarkably, this is not the case. The cast members actually do all their own stunts. Of course, pulling off these tricks is no easy task, and it takes time to learn them. The cast members have to take fight training and learn some martial arts. The training is pretty grueling, and accidents like falls can always happen. There's always the possibility that they will endure some bumps and bruises while on set. As part of their training, the cast had to be timed going through an elaborate obstacle course. They had to jump through hoops and climb over objects as fast as they possibly could. They competed against one another to see who could get the fastest time. Because of the amount of tricks and stunts that are required from the actors, they're expected to be physically fit. If they become out of shape, they won't be able to keep up with what's asked of them. Luckily, the kids don't seem to mind the stunts too much. In fact, Vivian Blair previously opened up about how much she enjoys them. The stunts were really fun. I feel like that's all I can say. It was so fun working with JJ, who was the stunt coordinator, she said. They must be on board with the producer's vision. One strict rule the cast of the movie had to be willing to get on board with was the director's vision to embrace diversity by hiring actors of lots of different ethnicities. If they weren't on board and passionate about this vision, then they would not have been able to take part in such an important and groundbreaking film. Robert Rodriguez is Mexican-American, and he felt passionate that there was representation of people of other colors in the film. Throughout his career, Rodriguez realized that there was just not enough roles for people of color, and he decided he wanted to change that. It was so difficult to get Spy Kids made with Latin leads because there weren't enough writers who were creating roles like that. You don't have to be British to enjoy James Bond. By making these characters very specific, they become very universal. That was my argument, and that's what got Spy Kids made, he explained. Rodriguez hopes that when children watch the movie, they'll realize that no matter their race or ethnicity, they have their own superpowers that can change the world. All families will come together and watch this movie. It's very entertaining. It has a really strong message. There's a very organic diversity to it. I think that anyone who watches it will see themselves and their family, Rodriguez said. It also continues that mission that I've been trying to do since the beginning. Isaiah Russell Bailey, who plays the part of Rewind in the film, is an African-American 14-year-old. He stars alongside his mother, Brittany Perry Russell. She has previously spoken out about how grateful she is for the opportunity and how important she feels like the representation is. It's really rare to see black superheroes. It's larger than us, and we pray that it inspires other actors, she said. Their parents had to make sacrifices. Because most of the cast of We Can Be Heroes are underage, their parents had to contribute a lot into the movie. Because the movie would take top priority, they would have to set other things aside. This includes driving them around, taking them to any training sessions they need to be at, and spending long hours watching their child perform on set. In fact, in an interview, Vivian Blair pointed out that she would not even be in the film if it weren't for her parents and all that they had contributed. I honestly wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. My dad always makes sure to drive me everywhere and does all of the marketing for me. And my mom, she's gone with me to every set. She's done so much accounting and everything. She's just been here with me this whole journey, and I really owe most of this to her, she said. Keep the plot details a secret. We Can Be Heroes was a highly anticipated movie, and for children, keeping secrets can sometimes be a challenge. There is no doubt that the friends of the cast members likely tried to get them to slip up and talk about some of what goes on in the film. While it certainly would be tempting to share some of the inside scoop, this is, of course, not allowed. The cast had to sign legal documents about confidentiality, and if they were to spill any secrets, they could find themselves in legal trouble and have a hard time getting a role later on in their career. Turn down other projects. In Hollywood, timing is everything. A lot of these young actors are highly sought after in the industry and have a lot of deals coming their way. When the cast of We Can Be Heroes committed to the movie, they knew that there was always a chance a better offer would come their way later on, but it was a strict rule that they had to be committed and available in case of a sequel if they wanted to be considered for the part. Luckily, the cast of We Can Be Heroes were all primarily very excited to take on their roles and were passionate about the film. None of them ever expressed any regrets after the film was released, and they all had a great time creating the movie. They had to make time for school. While the cast of We Can Be Heroes were filming the movie, it became the top priority in their lives, and there was little time for other activities such as school. While they spent long hours on set working, they had very little time to spend studying, and their schoolwork had to fall by the wayside. Because of this, they ran the risk of falling behind other students in their age group. However, due to the law, they had to find ways to make time for school, regardless of how tired they were from shooting. Luckily, some of the students in the cast are homeschooled, which allows them to do their schoolwork in a more flexible way. Yaya Gosling, in particular, has been homeschooled for a long portion of her life, so she ended up enjoying the time she got to spend with other kids her age while working. It was quite the adjustment and a lot of fun. It was my first time working with kids on a kids project. I am the only kid on my show, and I am homeschooled since I was 7, so being in a large group of kids definitely had its challenges for me. I met some of my best friends making heroes, and I'm so grateful for the experience, she said in an interview. Akira Akbar, who plays Fast Forward in the movie, previously mentioned that there is a small time frame on set that is allotted for schoolwork. Well, having a schedule is the best thing for me because I tend to slack sometimes. Also, they have school for 3 hours on set, she said. No time for friends. While the cast of We Can Be Heroes certainly had some fun along the way filming the movie, at the end of the day, they are working and have a commitment to the film. Filming takes many hours, which means there was little extra time for them to spend with friends. For children, friendship is everything and one of the most important aspects of their lives. Not being able to see their friends would have definitely been a challenge for this young cast, and could even cause them to feel as if they are being robbed of a normal childhood. On the plus side, most of the children that were on the movie were close in age, and many of them made strong bonds on set. No choice in their attire. The directors of We Can Be Heroes had a specific idea for each character's look. Because of this, the cast members had no choice in the clothing pieces that were selected for them to wear in the movie. For the most part, they were dressed in pretty normal streetwear. They typically wore graphic t-shirts paired with jeans and sneakers. Luckily for them, their outfits looked to be casual and comfortable. Vivian Blair was typically seen wearing overalls. This was likely done to help convey her youth and innocence as the youngest member of the hero squad. She also had to wear blue sunglasses anytime she was in official hero mode. Yaya Gosling was always seen with an extra special bracelet she could never take off while filming. For the girls especially, time getting their hair done as well as some subtle makeup will be required, like is the case in most movies. They will also be required not to cut their hair or change it in any way while filming so that their look is consistent throughout the movie. They must be mature at all times. As is the case with every movie, some criticism from the public is to be expected. While criticism can be easier to take as a seasoned actor, it can be hard on the self-esteem of a child who is still learning. Because of this, each cast member had to be really confident and thick-skinned. Yaya Gosling opened up about the importance of self-confidence and how this movie affected her own self-esteem. True leaders can't waste any time worrying about what people think of them or what people are saying about them. I have pretty thick skin when it comes to that, and I think that that is a true superpower. Robert gave us all cards at the end of production with our individual superpowers on them, kind of like a cast superlatives list. One of mine was quiet confidence. Making this movie helped me to realize that for a girl to be a leader, she doesn't have to be an alpha type. I am not an alpha female, but I am also not a follower. I do my own thing. I want other girls to know that confidence doesn't have to be loud. So what do you think? Would you want to have to follow the rules of the We Can Be Heroes cast? Let us know in the comments.